Hey all, welcome back to Fire and Water Cooking. Today, I'm gonna do something I've done plenty of times, but we're gonna do it on the new El Fuego Trio in a way I've never done it before. We're gonna use the wood side only, and so we're gonna cook this as a stick burner. Pulled pork. I got two bone-in pork butts here. Our grocery store was doing a BOGO sale on pork butt, so I decided to jump on it. I wanted to make a bunch anyway to freeze up. So that's what we're gonna do today. Pork butt on the El Fuego Trio using just wood as a stick burner. I'll be back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
So you heard it, guys. I haven't done a cook like this yet on the El Fuego. I've used charcoal with wood on there, and I've used the pellet hopper a few times with wood chips mixed with the pellets, and with wood and pecan shells in the wood basket that goes over the fire pot of the pellet. But today we're going to strictly use wood on the wood basket side, and that's it. I was going to use it pretty much as a stick burner. And then we're going to use pulled pork, and I'm seasoning it up with my brand new black and gold honey barbecue. It'll be out for sale probably in the next 3 weeks, guys. I should have it delivered here in the next week or so. And then it'll take me a week or so to get it up and on the Amazon and Walmart.com and my website and all that. So pretty soon, guys, you'll be able to buy the Fire and Water Cooking Edible Creations Black and Gold Honey Barbecue, and I think you're gonna like it. Great news, guys. Since shooting this video, I did get my supply in and I'm able to put it up on Amazon, Walmart.com, and our Shopify store. So check out the link below and you can get this rub now. Now, I did have this sitting in the fridge for about 3 hours, kind of brining. And you can see that the salt has kind of penetrated, but I'm just going to put just a little bit more on this while I sit here and wait for the fire to get up and going. But as you can tell, guys, this is a unique seasoning because it incorporates a few different barbecue styles into one. Of course, one being it's got black garlic in it, which you're not going to find any other barbecue seasoning that has black garlic in it. Also, I got a little mustard powder in here, some honey and raw sugar, brown sugar, some other seasonings and stuff in here that makes it very unique. The black garlic, of course, is going to make it nice and that mellowy garlic flavor with a little more umami than regular garlic. So first of all, I got to get my fire started. So let's go over to the El Fuego Trio and get the fires going. All right, guys, so I had some just a few chunks of charcoal already sitting in the bottom left over from last time. I put 3 splits of hickory wood in the basket here, and we're just going to use our grill gun to go ahead and get this stuff going. It's not going to take very long at all to get the fire going. Then we're going to let it just kind of get up to temperature. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a little trick I'm doing right now that I've kind of seen online. I'm going to have my vent all the way open on the bottom, but I got both the top vents open right now to until it gets up to the temperature, close to the temperature that I want. And then I'm going to back off the vent on the left side and just have the vent on the right side open here so that we get that cross ventilation going from one side to the other. But until that gets up to around that 200 range, then we're going to go ahead and leave both those vents open so that fire can get going pretty good. Okay, one more thing, guys, just so you know. To use your FireBoard to just monitor the internal temperature of the pit and your meat, all you got to do is just turn it on. It won't activate the pellet side unless you hit the top button there to get it to go. That's when you would adjust it to whatever temp you want, and it'll kick in the pellet hopper and the auger and really start working to control the temperature from the pellet side. But if you're going to use just the wood or charcoal and wood and that one side over there, then you just turn it on with the power button, and you can monitor the temperatures from the probes and the the temperature probe that's in the cooking chamber itself. And as you can see, right now it's at 130 degrees, and this the temperature on the lid is saying just over 150, but of course that thermometer is closer to where the fire is than the probe over here where the pellet one is. So just so you know, guys, I'll be back. Just one other thing, guys, to let you know, I am going to be using a water pan for this cook. I do like to use a water pan, especially if I'm doing a wood-only cook. I like keeping a lot more moisture in the pit itself. So you don't have to do it, but I'm doing it here. All right, guys, we're pushing 2 1/4 here, and went ahead and just started adjusting my vents. As you can see, the bottom vent I adjusted to about halfway open, and I did about 1/3 of the way open on the top vent. And we're gonna kind of monitor the temp from here, see how much farther it goes. Once it gets up to 250, I may have to adjust them one more time, or I may have to open them or close them just to kind of tweak it to find that where it was going to hit right at the 250 marker. All right, guys, I'm sitting right at 250 on the lid thermometer, and just over 246, or 246 on the digital, which is over here. And I've adjusted the vents. I opened the bottom vent back up all the way. I actually did this at about 1/4 of the way open. Just seems like that's where it's going to be for this temperature. I might have to adjust. I think I'm just going to, if I have to adjust anything, I'm going to adjust the top vent more than the bottom vent to kind of keep it where it's supposed to be. Just seems like it does need a lot more air in the bottom, and I'll restrict it from the top to kind of keep it at that 250. But I'm going to go ahead and put the pork butts on. You see I got my water pan in there. I'm going to put the pork butts up here, and I'm going to do fat side down just because. And I guarantee you that this pork is going to get a lot of smoke to it because it's going to be right in the range of where that smoke's going right out. So let me go ahead and close this up. Oh, nope, don't do that yet. I need to put my thermometers in. This is thermometer 1. I go right in the deep part here. Thermometer 2. Right in the deep part without hitting the bone. And there we go. All right, let's get this stuff rolling. Hey guys, I think I got my smoker balanced out there. The temperature pushing right just over 250. The digitals are reading 254, 255. The lids reading about 254 as well. And as you can see where I have my bottom vent, just a crack open there. And the top vent, I got it about halfway open. Let's see if you can see that. I got it about halfway open. So that seems to be where it's gonna kind of sit. It may spike up and down a little bit here and there with the wood burning, but as long as we stay within that 250, 260 range, I'm fine with it. Pork is really forgiving, so you don't have to be exact on the temp, but as long as we stay within that 250, 260 range, we're gonna be good. All right, I did spritz this about once every hour and a half, 2 hours or so, just so we could attract more of that smoke. Even though I was using a water pan, I still like to spritz. Every once in a while I adjusted the fire as well, threw a split in there. We used about 8 or 9 splits total, and this is what it looked like about halfway through. You can see that bark was really setting up, and the color from that rub is amazing. All right guys, we're approaching the stall here. I got one of them is at 158, one's at 165. I think that's about where the stall is. I just actually flipped them over some. Let that smoke kind of spill out there. So this one here was kind of really dark on one side, so I kind of flipped it over. So we got the fat cap on top now, and both of those, I kind of did it with both of those. So as you can tell, that pork is looking really good right now. I think the bark is set really well, and it's got plenty of smoke. I pulled a piece off a little bit ago, and it's got plenty of smoke to it. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer
for these get to kind of stay in that 160 range before I wrap them. I am going to wrap them in foil with a little bit of apple juice and a little bit more seasoning in there. All right, guys, these are both at the stall. This one was had hit 165, and it was actually sitting there for a good 20 minutes. This one hit 160 and was sitting there for a good 20 minutes as well. So it is time to wrap them. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use foil, and I got the extra thick foil, and we're going to use just a little bit of apple juice in there just to add a little moisture. And I'm going to put just a little bit more of my barbecue seasoning in there. And as you can tell, boy, these guys look super good. Get you a little closer up here. You can check out that bark. That bark is well set. Get a little close-up picture of it too. That's looking really good. I know it looks kind of burnt, but it's not. It's really good there. This is the fat cap, so a lot of that will come right off, but wow. Let's take a little bite. Got a good smoke ring there, you can tell. All right. A little apple juice. Gotta keep it in there, so kind of make a little boat. Try not to have the wind blow it away as well. Kind of make a little boat here for it, so it stays in the package. Just a little bit, maybe a quarter cup or so apple juice. Just a little bit more of this seasoning in here. Let it mix with the apple juice. It'll be good. Keep my probe in. We're going to get this thing all wrapped up. Nice tight wrap on it. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Let's get a nice tight wrap with some of that apple juice. None of it's leaking out, so we should be good to go. And I'm going to put them back right on the smoker till I hit over 200. All right, I'll be back. Well, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but both probes are right over 200. Both sitting at 201. A little bit of carryover cooking. It's going to be at that 205 in no time. We're going to take these out and let them kind of rest a little bit, and then we're going to open them up and pull them, see how they did. All right, guys, so while this is resting, I just want to tell you that this is the first time I've actually used the El Fuego Trio as a true stick burner, and I was very happy with it. You couldn't fill up the whole grill or smoker, I don't think, to be able to use it this way. You'd really just have to use that half side over there. I put those pork butts on the top shelf. I could probably put a couple more on the bottom shelf there and been just fine. But as far as using the full capacity, I don't think I could do that with the way cooking it with a stick burner type. It did good. I didn't have to worry about any sparks coming out, and just using the vent there was fine. I didn't have to worry about opening the door all the way. Just using the vent in the door and the vent on the lid worked out perfect. I kept it in that 250 range. It didn't stay right at 250 like I would get if I was using the pellet grill or some kind of pellet smoker part, or any kind of temp controller, because you really had to kind of fiddle with it, and it depended on the way the logs were burning and all that, and how much wood was in there at that time and all that. So, but it was within a 10-degree range, which I'm happy with. When you're using a stick burner, that's kind of what you look for. When you're using a compact smoker like this, if we had a big, offset, that would be a little bit different, because your fire's so far away from where your food is, and then where it exits. It's a little bit different aerodynamics on how the temperature gets controlled anyway. So, but I was really happy the way it worked. I probably won't do a whole lot of cooking this way on this particular grill, just because, like I said, the pellet side works so good, and if I wanted to, I could just use the charcoal and wood if I wanted that, use that as well. But I'm really happy with the pellet side on this, to tell you the truth, just because I can use those wood chips and with the pellets, and I can put the wood chunks right over the pellet fire pit. All right, guys, these guys have been resting enough, I think. They've got to be over that 205 internal. So I'm going to go ahead and take them out so you can see what they look like, and I'm going to pull them and taste it, of course. I'm going to try to keep as much of the liquid that's in the bag or the wrap as possible so that I can put it back in with it. Oh, this definitely is coming apart. Ooh, check it out. Let me get the probe out. Woo. Yeah, no problem getting this all pulled. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and take the probe out. Just try to pick this up and dump it all in without spilling a whole lot of that liquid. There we go. Wow. Really happy how this turned out, guys. Let me get that other probe out as well. I do like the fact that I can use the FireBoard to monitor the food and the temp of the pit without having to use the pellet side. So that does make it a really good cooker. Oh, there's a bone. Let's go ahead and take this bone out. There you have it, guys. Both of these are really pulling for sure. Got a lot of that liquid still in there. Wow. Whew. These gloves aren't cutting it. I'm gonna have to take a bite, guys, but check it out. Super, super good, man. It's super, super pulled too. It's falling apart. I'm gonna take a bite of this here. Got a lot of that bark on there. Oh yeah. Tons of smoke on here. Yep, this is really good. Turned out really well. Wow, it's super hot still. I'm gonna let this cool down just a bit before I start really pulling this apart, but there you have it, guys. 2 pork butts on the Lone Star Grillz El Fuego Trio, just using it as a stick burner. About 6.5 to 7 hours. Worked great, right at about 250 the whole time. Plenty of liquid in here to keep it all nice and juicy. There you go. Woo! Good stuff. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Follow us. Look at below for our seasonings. And check out the El Fuego Trio. And check out all the other stuff that I got listed down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Let me get this all tore up. Well, there you have it, guys. It was a really good cook. The pork pulled amazingly well. Really smoky, very flavorful. Make sure you check out the Black and Gold Honey Barbecue seasoning right down below. It's available now. And El Fuego Trio worked like a stick burner. Pretty good. I mean, I can't complain at all about how this cooker cooks at all. It's so versatile. You're going to love it if you get it. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't make any money off of them. Just really love this cooker. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and I'll see you on the next Fire and Water cooking video.